Okay, so in this video I'm going to have a look at more inequalities, and I'm just going to have a look at one practical problem. So in this particular case, what I'm going to do is look at someone who's wanting to hire out a piece of machinery, and I've summarized the question here. They want to hire out a piece of machinery that's going to cost them 220 euros per day to hire. Also, they have to pay a deposit of 500 euros, and they have a budget of between 5,000 and 9,500 euros. So they can't spend any more than 9,500 euros, and they must spend more than 5,000 euros as well, or they can spend more than 5,000 euros. So we want to know really how many days can they hire this piece of machinery for. So what we do is we let x equal the number of days they can use the piece of machinery. And the first thing we're going to do is actually write down an inequality that summarizes this problem. So we know that the piece of machinery is going to cost 220 euros for each day that they have it. So in other words, 220 euros times the number of days. This is the total amount of money that they will need to spend to hire the piece of machinery. However, they also have paid initially 500 euros, so we must add that in as well. So let's put that in here. So this is actually the total amount that they're going to spend hiring this piece of machinery. 220 euros times the number of days, which we don't know, we need to find out, plus 500. So this is the total amount of money they're going to spend. Now this has to be bigger than, this is reading from right to left, all of this here has to be bigger than 5,000 euros. And reading in the opposite direction, all of this here has to be less than 9,500 euros. So really all we've got to do here is just solve this to find out what x is. So let's do that. What we're going to do here is, first of all, this is a compound inequality. In other words, it has two inequalities here. And we're just going to get rid of this 500, and then we're going to get rid of this 220 here. So let's get rid of this plus 500 here first. So what we're going to do is actually subtract. We're going to subtract 500 from here, here, and here. So what we're going to do is subtract 500. So let's do that. Subtract 500 from here, plus 500 minus 500 will give me 0, and I'm just simply left with 220x. Subtract 500 from this side here, I'm left with 4,500. And subtract 500 from this side here, I'm just left with 9,000. Okay. So now I have a simpler inequality here. And what I'm going to do next is I need to get rid of this 220 here. So what I'm going to do is divide by 220, divide by 220, and divide this side by 220. So we're going to divide all sides by 220. Let's see what happens. If I divide this by 220, I'll just get 1 times x, which is just x. If I take 4,500 and divide by 220, I'll get 20.45. Now, if I take the 9,000 on the other hand, 9,000, divide by 220, I'll get 40.90. 40.90. Okay, so what is x? Well, x is the number of days that we can hire this piece of equipment that will allow us spend somewhere between 5,000 and 9,500 euros. So in other words, we can hire this piece of equipment. We can hire this piece of equipment between, let's say, 21 days. It has to be bigger than 20.45, and we'll just round it to the nearest day. So it has to be bigger than 20.45, so that's 21 days up to, and we can hire it up to 40.9, but it has to be less than 40.9, so we'll say 40 days. So we can hire this piece of equipment within our budget here of 5,000 to 9,500 euros for somewhere between 21 days and 40 days, from 21 days up to 40 days.